So this is Atlantis, the Lost Empire. So we came out in 2001. That's about at least 21 years ago now. So long it's been out for. It's a pretty old movie, but very entertaining. Also, I love the animation. Everything's just beautiful. I really enjoyed the story of this film. And the main character is Milo. He's voiced by Michael J. Fox. At this time, his disease was really bad, and he can't really do live action and stuff anymore. The only thing he could do is voice act most of the time. Then he stopped doing that afterwards. Like later on, he stopped doing that also. Unless people just stop asking for voice roles, I guess. Other thing he voice rolled for is Stuart Little. That's another movie he actually did. That's another classic film. I also like the second Stuart Little film, to be fair. Yeah, so his character Milo is he's a what do you call it? He's something like Indiana Jones. That's what his character is, but he's like a dorkier version of Indiana Jones. I don't know if that makes sense because Dr. Jones is a dork, but he's like a masculine dork. Michael J. Fox character Milo is not a masculine dork. He's just a regular beta male dork, and he's a philosopher. I mean, not philosopher. Is it right? Is that it? Philosopher? That's what they call those nerds when they try to figure out things. Hold on a second. Actually, he is a linguist, which I never heard that word my entire life. He's a scientific study of human language. He does a whole bunch of other scientific stuff. And a cartographer. Oh no, wait. Cartographer. He's a cartographer. That's what he is also. And that's what his character is. And let's see here. The directors mentioned that Fox was also offered a role for Titan AE. He allowed his son to choose which film he would work on, and he chose Atlantis. Oh, that's why. And that's another classic movie, Titan AE, and that was on the community poll I had on there. Besides that and Titan AE, I also had Treasure Planet, which that's another movie I had on there to poll. But everyone voted for Atlantis, the Lost Empire, which that's fine. Thank God no one didn't mostly choose Sing or Monsters University, because those movies are fucking awful. But yeah, thank God everyone chooses Atlantis. I was like, wow, I'm surprised everyone chooses this old movie. But it's so good, it's old as gold. I really enjoyed this film, It's good to look back at this film again, because when I was a kid, I watched this film and I really enjoyed it. And yeah. And I remember some things from that movie from a long time ago. Some things, not everything. But we'll get to that soon. So now Michael J. Fox his character was talking to a bunch of these his dolls or something like that in his basement as a job, telling them about this city of Atlantis, showing where the place is hidden at, or where it's gone at. And he writes down the board that it's in Iceland. And all that other shit. Well, before that, Atlantis was falling apart. It was like years ago when Princess Kita was a kid. The whole Atlantis was falling apart. And his mom had to sacrifice herself, and the place goes back to the way it used to be, and it goes hidden underwater forever until later on that it get discovered again. So that happened, and now Milo is trying to find the lost city of Atlantis because his grandfather always wanted to find it. And now he gets a call from one of those dorky guys, and they're like, no, we're not going to pay money for you to go find Atlantis because we don't believe in that crap. So he tried to look for them, and they kept running around closing doors trying to get away from Milo. And his boss gets in the car trying to get away from him, and he starts throwing a bunch of papers at him, showing where Atlantis is. He's like, no, we're not doing that. Miles like, well, I'll fucking quit that, asshole. He's like, come on, why do you want to quit over some Atlantis shit, he said. He told Milo. And he's like, he's not going to do it until he met this other guy who's, I think he's like a old fart scientist or something. He goes to this place that the blonde lady invited him to. And he goes to talk to him and shit. He's like, oh, sure, I can help you go find Atlantis. We got this ship ready for you. We got this commander, all this crew. Sure, here you go, buddy. Saying he was friends with his grandfather, blah, blah, blah. and now he's gone on this ship with all these other weirdos. The commander, Mickey Rourke, he's voiced by James Garner. I don't think a lot of people know who James Garner is. He's an old actor from movies like, well, it's not a movie. It's a TV show called The Rockford Files. He did a bunch of Western films back in the day. I know who he is. He was a decent actor back in the days. I wish he had like better roles. Like more serious roles, because most of the time he did like comedies more than serious roles. To be fair, he's basically Dan Aykroyd before Dan Aykroyd. Let's just say that. He has been a Dan Aykroyd movie before. So yeah. Another character named Vinny. He's a Italian demolitions expert. Explosions and shit. And he's like my favorite character in this movie, man. He kicks fucking ass. I really like this character, man. That mustache and that fucking hair and shit, man. He looks pretty badass. I really like the design of this character. He's voiced by a guy named Don Novello, which he's probably an Italian too. Yeah, he did Saturday Night Live stuff. And the thing is, I don't know this guy, but he was on Saturday Night Live for like 3 years. Then he came back for 2 more years in the 80s. He also did shows like Married with Children. And yeah. Like I don't know this guy, Don Novello. I never heard of this guy before. He was on Saturday Night Live, but I never heard of him. I heard everyone else from Saturday Night Live in the 70s, like fucking John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. I mentioned him already, and like Eddie Murphy and other fucking people. I know all of them, but I don't know who this guy is, Don Novello. But he did a pretty good job voicing the character though, of Vinny. Like I said, he's my favorite character in this movie, man. He kicks ass, blows everything up and shit. And the other guy in this movie, Joshua Strongbeer Sweet, big black guy who's a doctor, and he's smart as hell and shit. And he's voiced by a guy named Phil Morris. What was he? Oh yeah, Phil Morris. He's the guy from Seinfeld. He played Jackie Childs. He was the attorney for Kramer and everyone else. So he voices fucking the big buff black dude in here, man. I thought his voice sounded familiar. I was like, is that Phil Morris from Seinfeld? I was like, it is. Well, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Benny's voice sounds like Adam Sandler. Because I was like watching this movie, I was like, is that Adam Sandler voicing this character? Because he sounds just like Adam Sandler. It turns out it was Don Novello. I was like, oh, Don Novello, who the fuck is that guy? I read he's from Saturday Night Live. And Adam Sandler is also from Saturday Night Live, in which I already knew that anyway, so yeah. And we got other characters in here. Who's the other one? Audrey. She's also she's a mechanic, Puerto Rican mechanic. She's a teenager, and she works hard doing what she has to do to keep the machines working and stuff like that. The vehicles and stuff. I really like her character also. Audrey, Ramirez. I really like her character. She's pretty chill. Like, this movie has a lot of good characters in here, man. These days don't have characters like this fucking movie, man. And it's sad. This movie didn't really make that much money, because right here it says the budget is like $90 to $120 million, and in the box office only made $186 million. Like, what the fuck? How does this movie didn't make that much money? Are you kidding me? $186 million, that's it? This movie should have made like at least 500 or like that. That's a lot of fucking money put into this movie. Jesus, I'm surprised it even got a sequel. Yeah, this movie got a sequel. I never even heard of it till this year. I never knew this movie had a sequel. But anyways, fucking who else is in this fucking movie? Oh yeah. I forgot the princess. Princess Kita is voiced by you might know who this is. Cree Summer. She's voices like every fucking character. Yeah, everyone know her black ass. She's been in like shit like, A Different World. She voiced a character named Number 5 from Codename Kids Next Door. She did a lot of fucking voices. Danny Phantom. She voiced one of the characters in Danny Phantom. The list goes on and on and on. She voiced so many characters. She's just like what's that blonde lady's name? Fucking Tara Strong. She's basically Tara Strong. And she was also in the Kids Next Door, I think. Yeah, she voices Princess Kita, and Princess Kita is smoking hot. I'll tell you, she's like really hot in this movie. I know it's a cartoon character, but she's one fine piece of ace. That's what Chris Farley would say. She's one fine piece of ace. Well, anyways, no, let's continue. So they're all on a boat, and fucking Milo goes into to get inside his bed in the submarine, and he ends up sitting on the mole man's fucking I think like some kind of map thing on his bed or something like that. It had these flags in there or some shit. And he's voiced by fucking if I could find this fucking the character who voices him. Where the fuck is he? Dude, I just fucking had the mole man. God damn it. Yeah, I know his name's just Mole. I'm gonna call him the Mole Man. You know, like The Simpsons, the Mole Man. He's voiced by a character voiced by Corey Burton, which I don't know who that guy is, but he voiced Zeus in the God of War games, and he voices Count Dooku and Cad Bane in Star Wars, the Clone Wars show, I think. Yeah, he's a big time voice actor. And fucking Jim Varney, he voiced the hillbilly guy in here, who's the chef. And everybody knows Jim Varney died. The guy who played Ernest, another hillbilly character. This guy's like well known for just playing hillbilly characters. And it was sad when I heard Jim Varney died. When I read about it, it was pretty sad. He died like lung cancer and shit. He was making another Ernest movie before he died. It was called like Ernest the Pirate or something like that, and then it happened because he died. I mean, shit. You know how funny that would have been? Ernest the Pirate. Holy shit, that would have been hilarious. If he didn't die, we had like way more Ernest movies than ever. If he had died of lung cancer, it's like goddamn shame. He died way too soon. We have way more Ernest movies. Even though I'm not really crazy about Ernest that much, I don't like some Ernest movies, like when he like goes to camp or something. Man, that shit was pretty funny. Like, there's only some Ernest movies I like about the guy. But anyways, yeah, fucking, he meets the mole man, then the big ass black doctor comes in, he's a big buff ass, looking like Michael Clark Duncan, but speaks to him. Also, yeah, and he meets the fucking demolition guy. He's my favorite character in here. And he's Vinny. He comes in there talking all fucking a lot and shit. Like I said, he sounds like Adam Sandler. I was like, this dude sounds just like Adam Sandler. I was like very disappointed when I found out that some other guy voices him. I was like, damn it, I thought Adam Sandler voiced Vinny. So anyways, yeah. Then the other chick, then the commander calls all of them up to the main room in the submarine to talk about the plans from Milo and all that other shit. Then this big ass monster hits the submarine, and they had to get out of there. And like half the people got killed in this boat, and now they're on land at this temple, and they're camping in the temple and stuff. Well, they're not inside the temple, like somewhere in the cave. They camping and shit. And they all Milo hang out with the other guys, Vinny, Abigail, fucking the mole man, the black dude, and they all hanging out and shit. I really enjoy these characters, man. They're funny as shit. The mole man, Vinny, and them, like they're funny as hell. Like the mole man's like a big pervert. Like he does like a lot of like perverted shit in this movie. Like, if this movie was, like, rated PG-13, you would see him, like, reading, like, porno magazines or something. Some weird shit. He'd be, like, masturbating somewhere. It doesn't, like I said, if this was PG-13, he would have been doing shit like that. I'm telling you. He'd be, like, Master Roshi or something. So, yeah, the thing is, the only thing I remember about this movie before watching this again is, one, fireflies are fire, and they burn everyone's tents to set everything on fire. And two, I remember that Commander Rourke is a bad guy. And I was right about those two things right there. That's the only thing I remember before rewatching this film. Those are the only two things I remembered. And it did happen because the fireflies does burn all the tents and stuff like that, and they gotta get out of there. And they get inside the well, they didn't really get inside anything yet, the temple or anything like that. fucking Milo's knocked out. You meet these weird tiki guys wearing these tiki masks and shit. Go hoo 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 hoo. All that other shit. You get all scared. It's like, who the fuck are you guys? And they all ran off. And fucking Milo chases after them. And the mind machine follows Milo, and they find Atlantis. And they get surrounded by the tiki people. And she takes off her mask. It's Princess Kita, voiced by Cree Summer. Talking about shit, and she wants to bring them to Atlantis to show them her father. And the father is voiced by Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek. Yes, I know what Star Trek is. I never watched the show, but I know who the main actors are in Star Trek. Like, I'll never watch Star Trek because I'm not a big nerd, or I'm not a big dork with pants over their belly button. Okay, I don't watch shit like that. But I know who the actors are. Leonard Nimoy voices her father. Voices Princess Kita's father. And he doesn't trust the commander, which I can understand because the guy is a jackass. I can understand why he doesn't trust him. And he tells him to leave at once, and they decide to stay for one day, which the commander tells him about that. Stay for one day. The commander gets, Milo to hang out with the princess so they can find where the crystals are at, which they don't tell Milo that till later on. So Milo decides to hang out with the princess and get to know each other, and they connect pretty well and stuff like that. Dive inside the water, swimming and stuff. They find stuff and all that, and then Milo pops his head out the window. Not the window. Pops his head out of the water and getting guns pointing in his face. And turns out the commander, Rourke, is a bad guy, and he's a they're all mercenaries and looking for crystals to steal from Atlantis. And so he forces Kita and Milo to go back to the father's temple and beat the old man up until they find out this pool of special water that go onto to bring them down to the temple with Kita, Milo, the commander, and Helga. I forgot to mention about Helga. She's also a bad guy that works with Commander. They all go down there, and Kita sacrificed herself so they could get the crystals. And that happened, and now they all got the crystals in their in their truck. And Milo's pissed off that his crew betrayed him and shit. And he was talking shit to Vinny and them while they're in the car. And the commander fucking gut punches Milo. I got pissed off about that. I feel like Milo should defend himself, but he's a fucking beta male, so that's not surprising. And Vinny, the big black dude, the mole man, and the Puerto Rican chick decided to stay back and not like do bad guy shit anymore. Well, not do that mercenary shit that the commander did, because he went too far and stuff like that. He had enough of his bullshit, so they decided to defend Milo. And the commander's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I got my crystals. So him and Helga get out of there with their crew, their army crew, and they blow up the fucking bridge so they can't follow them. So now they had to go get that shit back, and they getting that back. Fucking Milo gets to fight with the commander. Helga dies after the commander pushes her in the volcano. She burns a cooked crisp. And I think what happens to the commander, I think he gets turned into one of those stone monster things or something like that. Whatever it is, turns into some stone or something. And Milo gets Kita back, and he decides to stay in Atlantis with Kita so he can fuck her all day or something. And I can understand, because who wants to go back to living into a normal life again? Fuck that shit. I'd rather stay back and keep smashing this fine-ass princess instead of just go back on land again. Fuck that. I'll stay Atlantis with this sexy-ass broad. Fuck that shit. So he decided to stay back, and everyone goes back to their normal lives. And that's the end of the movie. In all conclusion, I really enjoyed this film. You know, it's good to relook at this shit again, like I did when I was a kid. Like, I enjoyed this as a kid, and I enjoy this now as an adult. Still a good fucking movie. I just hope they never fucking remake this shit. Because I saw, like, a fake poster. They had, like, Tom Holland playing Milo, and Zendaya playing Princess Kita. God damn it. No, don't do that. Oh, God. Come on. They already did this shit with Spider-Man already. Well, why'd use them again for another character romance crap? I hope that doesn't happen. Please, just be a fantasy. I don't want a live action in this movie. I heard there's rumors that they're going to work on that or something. Please don't. Love of God, please. Stop. I hate Disney. I hate Disney so much. Please, just come up with something original. Please don't do that. Oh, love of God. What's next? Treasure Planet live action? Titan AE? Oh wait. No, yeah, they actually own Fox, so they could do Titan AE live action if they wanted to. Fucking clowns. Like, oh my God. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to ask about. So, Milo's Return. That's a sequel to this movie, Atlantis: The Lost Empire. The thing is, I never watched Milo's Return. I had never heard of it. And I want you guys to tell me in the comments if Milo's Return is a very bad movie. Is it a good, underrated sequel to The Lost Empire? Just tell me in the comment section below. Just tell me, because I'm pretty curious about Milo's Return. Is it actually good? Like, I don't know. I don't know. You guys gotta tell me in the comments if Milo's Return is actually a good film. Because I'm 100% sure it's probably bad. Because, like, most direct-to-video sequels are terrible. Like, Mulan's sequels sucked. I think. Lilo and Stitch sequels sucked. Direct-to-video sequels, I think. I think those sucked, I think. I don't remember watching any of those sequels, the direct-to-video ones. Maybe Lilo Stitch 2, but that's about it. Most direct-to-video movies are terrible. Like Lion King 2. I think Lion King 2 was bad, wasn't it? I think. I never watched Lion King 2. You know what? Maybe, no, scratch that. I think I did watch Lion King 2. I think a long time ago, but I don't think I remember like bits and pieces of Lion King 2. Yeah, there was a sequel to Lion King 2, just let you know, you subscribers. There was a sequel. But I didn't know. I don't know nothing about Lost Empire having a sequel called Milo's Return. I never heard of it. I just heard about it today. I looked it up. I was like, Milo's Return? What the fuck sequel is that? I don't know. I don't know if I should watch that. I don't know. It's probably not good like the first movie. I'll tell you that right now. Most sequels are terrible. But yeah, I hope they never make a live action version of this movie because we don't need it. And I don't want dorky Tom Holland playing a dork. If that makes sense. I don't want to see his frog face ruining more movies like he did with Spider-Man. His character was terrible in there. I mean, Zendaya's alright as an actress. I don't know if she's like the best thing ever, like most people say. I think Zendaya's overrated as an actor, you know. She's okay. She's not like the best thing. But like, stop remaking everything for crying out loud. I hope they never do remake this. Leave it alone. Leave this alone. Leave Treasure Planet alone. Leave Titan AE alone. Just stop it, please. Don't do that. But yeah, this movie's still good. I enjoyed this film still.
And the thing is about Milo's Return, most of the actors do not return for the roles. Only Cree Summer for Princess fucking Kita, Princess Kita. That's it. No one else comes back. Totally different voices. But yeah, still tell me in the comments about Milo's Return. Is it a good movie or is it bad?